One of the Pharisees asked Jesus to have dinner with him, and so Jesus went to his home and sat down to eat. When a certain immoral woman from that city heard he was eating there, she brought a beautiful alabaster jar filled with expensive perfume, and then she knelt behind him at his feet, weeping. And her tears fell on his feet, and she wiped them off with her hair, and then she kept kissing his feet and putting perfume on them. If you're new to this story, if maybe you haven't heard this before, we're going to come back to this, but I just want you to understand, this would have been perceived as such a scandalous moment, pin drop in the room kind of moment. We'll come back to that. When the Pharisee, Simon, who had invited Jesus, saw this, he said to himself, so he's thinking this in his mind, he says, look, if this man were a prophet, he would know what kind of woman's touching him. She's a sinner. The word sinner here is first century Jewish code for a sex worker. This woman is probably a prominent prostitute in the community. Like Simon knows her, a lot of other people would have known her. And then Jesus answered his thoughts. Hey, Simon, he said to the Pharisee, I have something to say to you. Go ahead, teacher, Simon replied. And then Jesus told him this story. A man loaned money to two people. 500 pieces of silver to one and 50 pieces to another. 500, think like 2 years of your salary. The 50 pieces, think like 3 paychecks, like a month and a half's worth of your salary. So he loaned this out, but neither of them could repay him. And so what did he do? He kindly forgave them both, canceling their debts. Who do you suppose loved him more after that? Simon answered, well, I suppose the one for whom he canceled the larger debt. That's right, Jesus said. Then he turned to the woman and said to Simon, look at this woman kneeling here. When I entered your home, you didn't offer me water to wash the dust from my feet, but she has washed them with her tears and wiped them with her hair. And you didn't greet me with a kiss, but from the time I first came in, she has not stopped kissing my feet. And you neglected the courtesy of olive oil to anoint my head, but she has anointed my feet with rare perfume. I tell you, her sins, and look, they are many, they have been forgiven. So she has shown me much love. But listen, a person who is forgiven little shows only little love. And then Jesus said to the woman, your sins are forgiven. It's hard for us to fully understand kind of in our 21st century Western context fully what's happening here. And so after doing a lot of reading from people that are way smarter and nerdier than I am, I want to help paint a picture for you. The reality of what is taking place here in this moment is this. Simon has invited Jesus over to his home and yet has acted almost as if he doesn't even want Jesus in his home. Like for instance, back then it was customary to greet someone, if you were the host, with a kiss. Right? You'd give them a kiss on the cheek if they were an equal, or at the very least, if they were a superior to you, you would kiss them on the hand to show them honor. Like even today in the Middle East, there are still people that greet each other with kisses as a way of saying hi. It's like a handshake or a hug. And yet, Jesus walks in and he receives no kisses of greeting. It was customary back then that as Jesus comes in and his feet are dusty and they're caked with dirt from all of his travel. Like it was custom that some means would be provided for Jesus to wash off his feet, whether it was himself or a servant doing it for him or even the host stooping down to wash the guest's feet. And yet that's not offered to Jesus. If you really wanted to honor someone, I know this sounds really weird in our context today, but you would anoint their head with a little bit of oil as a way of saying, hey, blessings. Right? I'm so thankful you're here. And yet that doesn't happen. And so the picture is literally this. Simon has invited Jesus over to his house and yet treated him as if he doesn't even want him in his house. It'd be like if you invited someone over to your home and they ring the doorbell and you go up to the door and you open it up and instead of a handshake or a hug, all you say is, hey, glad you're here. And you don't show them where to take off their shoes. You don't show them where to hang their coat. You don't invite them into the kitchen or show them where the restroom is. It's just kind of like, hey, come on in, I guess. And so the question, listen, I'm reading this and I'm like, well, what is happening here? Like the question becomes, why even bother inviting Jesus over to your house if you're not even going to treat him like you want him there?